What is going on, guys? Prophecy back with another video for you guys, bringing you another NPA update video. I know I had one last week. We actually had back-to-back bye weeks. Long story short, last week was PAX East. I think of the 24 coaches and like the 7 or 8 analysts, I think a combined like 15 people went to PAX, give or take. So we took a league-wide bye week. Essentially, we just put the season on hold for a week, so there was no matches that week. It just so happened to work out that my bye, like every coach has a bye week, like a regular bye week for the season. My bye week was week 4, which is this week. Technically, it's week 5, but everything got moved. Either way, we had back-to-back bye weeks. That's all I really need to know. And I made a lot of time. I spent a lot of time thinking. We're 0-3, struggling kind of a bit. The way I look at it is, the first 3 games were just, a warm-up. We had this 2-week break, and now the season's gonna start. When we come back, we play Willow, who changed his team name to, I'm pretty sure he's changed to the United Kingler, although on the dock it still says the San Diego Charizard, which is Vum's old team. I don't really know. Either way, we play that team next week. So, I made some transactions. I looked heavily at the team. There is so many Pokemon I was considering. Diggersby and Feraligatr looked amazing. I was really considering dropping Mimikyu, which I traded for last week, for one of those 2 Pokemon. Now, I know it might sound weird, like, why would you trade for Mimikyu just to drop it or trade it again? The plan was to trade for Mimikyu, and then I was able to trade I was going to be able to trade Mimikyu for, like, a few other Pokemon that would have been really, really helpful. That trade fell through, so I looked for other trades. Sin needed a Fairy type. Sin had 20 points remaining on his total team balance. I had 0, so I said, hey Sin, I will give you this Mimikyu, this tier 2 Fairy type that went round 1, I should add, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but just something to note. Essentially a first round prospect for Blastoise, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. One of my favorite Pokemon to use in League format. I used it in the P4G. It was amazing. I really, really, really needed a Rapid Spinner, and I really needed, a water type that was just better. Don't get me wrong, Suicune's a great Pokemon. I just don't use Suicune well. I know Suicune was a part of my PGL championship team when I won that league over a year ago at this point, so that was a long time ago. But I never really used Suicune to its full potential. I feel like, you know what? Let's get Blastoise. I love Blastoise. Great Pokemon. Great Rapid Spinner. Can be physical, can be special. Lots of things it can do, and I feel like it fits the team better. Now, again, some people might see this transaction and be like, see, Mimikyu and Suicune all around. If you were to compare them one-on-one, Mimikyu and Suicune are better Pokemon than Blastoise. This is true, but you guys gotta realize, Blastoise fits the team better. Now, this next transaction is probably gonna make you guys be like, see, what the hell are you doing? I dropped Hitmonlee because if you're a Hitmon and your name doesn't end in top, you are a bad Pokemon. That's just a fact. I've tried to use Hitmonchan in PGL Season 2, which was my championship again. Hitmonchan was just hot garbage that season. Used Hitmontop in NPA Season 2. It was amazing, Hitmontop. I love you. Great Pokemon. Phenomenal Pokemon in League format. And then I had Hitmonlee, and Hitmonlee is cool. But not for what I wanted it. Hitmonchan, it can't be defensive. Hitmonchan and Hitmontop can be. Hitmonlee, you kind of have to run an offensive, Unburden or Reckless kind of set. And I really needed a Rapid Spinner. So essentially, Hitmonlee is dropped for Blastoise to fill that spinner role, I guess you could say. And then Suicune is dropped for freaking Clawitzer, in a sense, I guess you could say. Clawitzer, okay, now I know it might sound weird, see, you have 2 water types. I know. But Clawitzer is, kind of amazing. I was just looking at this Pokemon's movesets. It's a tier 4. It wasn't drafted. And it just does so much. It has Mega Launcher, base 120, special attack. Has some decent bulk, so it can take hits. Obviously, nothing compared to Suicune. I'm not saying it's Suicune replacement at all. But such good coverage. And I really wanted just raw power. And I feel like that's what Clawitzer has. It has base 120 with... what's the ability called? Mega Launcher, which essentially gives Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, and Water Pulse 1.5 times boost, which is just insane. It has really good coverage. It gets poison moves. It gets Flash Cannon. It gets Aura Sphere, like I said. Again, I wanted coverage. I wanted just straight offensive threats, and that's what Clawitzer is. Now, for the last Pokemon that I dropped Steelix. Now, if you look at the roster, we have 3 Steel types. Jirachi, Klefki, and Steelix. Steelix, pretty good Pokemon, nice Stealth Rocker, bulky Pokemon, kind of can be a liability though, because I feel like you can really punish it and sit up on it, because if you send out a Pokemon that, you know, can't be touched by Steelix, you can just set up on it. Like, get sturdy too, so you can go for an attack, it'll get sturdy, then you can go for like Dragon Dance again or something like that. So basically, Steelix is a good Pokemon, but it just did not fit the team. It was the odd man out. It was nice having a ground type though. I was really considering dropping Gligar, but after these other transactions, I feel like Gligar just is better on this team compared to Hitmonlee, because originally I was going to drop Gligar, not Hitmonlee. But then I realized that Gligar is more beneficial to the team, because if I drop Steelix, I'll have no Steel type, and then I'll lose a Defog or lose a Stealth Rocker. So, what I did is I dropped Steelix. There were so many Pokemon I was considering. I was considering Linoone. Linoone, honestly, would have been pretty good for this team. Stoutland and Absol are also Pokemon I was considering. They are both tier 4s, and I do have the points to take a tier 4. But I figured, you know what? Okay, if I take Absol, I'm really only taking it because it's a Dark type, and it has a good attack stat. Other than that, like, I don't think I can't see myself using it too much. It's not a Pokemon that I think I can use. Mega Absol, different story, love that Pokemon. Regular Absol, not so much. Stoutland seemed cool as well. You know, Stoutland has 80 speed, pretty decent. Gets Intimidate, which is very, very nice. Scrappy as well, which can be usable. But I felt like, you know what? What would be really nice right now is another Wall Breaker, a physical Wall Breaker. So I'm looking at tier 4, looking at tier 5, and I'm like, you know what? Pinsir is a threat. Now, interesting tidbit here. Heracross, which is essentially Pinsir's counterpart, I guess you could say, is a tier 2. Heracross, arguably a better Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Heracross has base 120 attack, 85 speed, and Moxie. So does Heracross. Now, Heracross has a fighting type, and Pinsir does not, but they have the same attack and speed stat. Pinsir can just do a lot of work. Scarf Moxie is no joke. Last season, I lost to Scarf Moxie Pinsir against Goffies, and Scarf Moxie, anything really, is just a big threat. Also against Mold Breaker, which is pretty relevant against a lot of Pokemon, especially in League format. You know, just like say, screw your Levitate, screw your Sturdy, which is also a relevant ability, I guess you could say. And I think it's a Pokemon that fits a lot. Again, it's another bug type. It would have been cool to have Stoutland to have a normal type, or to have Absol and a dark type, because I don't have a normal or dark type on this team. But I'm like, you know what? I just need raw power. We're at a point where, like, we don't really have a lot of options. Like, I can't. Like, I feel like Miltank would have been a very ideal Pokemon, but as freaking restart required, why do you have to do that to me? But, I want Pinsir. Pinsir also actually gets Stealth Rocks, which doesn't really make any sense, but I guess that's an option. Either way, and to wrap the video in a nutshell, we traded Mimikyu for Blastoise. That freed up 20 points on our roster, which I don't think was really relevant at all, because I think we have 20 points left over at the end of all these transactions. Then, we dropped Hitmonlee into free agency in order to pick up the god, the legend, Clawitzer, which is kind of like a poor man's Mega Blastoise in a sense. I'm really looking forward to using it because it's just a very, very good special wall breaker. And then we dropped Steelix, which was kind of just the odd man out, good Pokemon, but just when your options are Klefki, Jirachi, and Steelix, and you have to choose two of them, you're gonna pick the Klefki and the Jirachi. So I dropped Steelix, picked up Pinsir to fill up that physical wall breaker role. I do still also have Mega Zam, which is a good special wall breaker, and I do still have my Kyurem, which is a good mixed wall breaker. And you know, I have things like Zapdos, things like Jirachi, which are still offensive threats, things like Klefki, which helps out the team. Basically, I'm liking the way the team is. It's not what we planned on going into the draft. It's not the exact team that I wanted, but this team is a good team that can hazard stack, has pretty okay hazard control, and just a lot of raw power. So I'm definitely looking forward to using this. The only downside is our bulk is kind of non-existent, but you don't really need bulk if you're just killing everything, I guess. So that kind of makes sense. Either way, thanks for watching. Keep on your Klinks. Next week we play Willow. Willow, you're going to die, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.